Welcome back to Sky Hyzer Productions coverage of the 40th annual Kansas City Wide Open. We are headed into round 2. This coverage is sponsored by Bushnell Disc, Kansas City Disc Golf, DFXDiscs.com, and Lone Star Discs, which you can find at LoneStarDiscs.com. I'm sitting here, as always, beside Michael Babbitt. Michael, truly an honor to call this coverage with you.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm so excited to be here. We're at a new course. We're at Liberty. We're in Liberty at Bad Rock Creek Disc Golf Course, designed by John Thies and Liberty Parks and Recs. We got Cale Leiviska, Matthew Orum, Cale lighting it up in the first round. Yeah, 13 down. 13 I think it was like under. What, 1080 rated first round or something crazy. You got Randon Latta out of Florida having a great year on tour this year. And then Andrew Marwede. This is a great card, and we're about to see some elite disc golf played on a very, very challenging course.
My name is Jerry Patterson. Back in, it was like 2000, I was living in Manhattan, Kansas. My kids were super young, and my buddy Sean Welch, he was like, there's this course out at Tuttle Creek, let's go check it out. We went out there and played around, and I was like, you know, this is a lot of fun. So that's when I started playing, and then, you know, as my kids got a little bit older, we moved to Kansas City, and that's really I got like super serious into disc golf and started playing like almost every day. Like even my Google Maps thought my work was Swope Park. That's how often I spent time there. And it's something about the way the disc flies. It sucks you in, and the next thing you know, you have 10,000 discs in your basement, and you're running a large A tier. I don't know. My first experience with the Kansas City Wide Open was in 2013. So in 2013, I came out and I spectated, and I was like, man, this is really neat, this huge event. The Wide Open had been on the national tour for years, as the Super Tour. It was definitely one of the stops when you went on tour. So that's what we're trying to get back to. Jeff Spring and the DGPT has their eyes on us, and we're, you know, vying to get a Silver Series, which could lead to bigger things in the future for Kansas City. And Kansas City is very special. We have a very large community here. We are very blessed with multiple courses, multiple skill set courses, and Bad Rock Creek is one of the courses that we've been working on to you know, really challenge the top players that are out there on the tour. I can tell you right now, we have $15,000 added cash ready to add to all the pro divisions. We are at, I guess, like 470 players are signed up, which is another Wide Open record. And another thing that I'm proud of this year is we have more than 30 females signed up for the event, which is a Wide Open record. And it's the 40th year, which is an amazing milestone for any tournament. So yeah, we're excited. We're happy for the changes out here, and we're excited to get this event going.
And it starts off
Let's get into
with
it.
hole 1, par 4, 575 feet. You got a decision to make off the tee. Are you going to lay up in front of the lake, or are you going to go over into that landing zone on the left side? If you do lay up, you got about 200 feet of water carry to land on this tight green with a runaway green here. So your miss is long here, but once you go long, you got a death putt. Very tough
here's your
hole
lead
here.
card for MPO for the 40th annual Kansas City Wide Open. First on the box, Cale Leiviska.
Now, Cale's most notable accomplishment from round 1 at Waterworks was that he got a fire emoji next to his name on the leaderboard at the end of our coverage. So he's going to be hoping to continue that into round 2.
Yeah. We're going to see some big Hyzers just off the tee here, dumping off on that left side. That's going to give him in a good position to birdie this hole.
That's the safe the safe landing zone there, not challenging the water at all.
That's right.
Second on the tee, Matt Orum.
Matt, the only person surviving from our feature card, playing his way into now the lead card of round 2.
Ace run galore at Waterworks,
Yeah.
if you haven't checked that
Yeah,
out.
for sure. That was such a wild follow through.
That looks like he sawed it off a little bit. By the looks of it on camera here, it looks like that was a little bit far left. Might be out of position there.
And you just have to be in position. From what we saw of the FPO coverage, this approach into this green, if you want to call it that, it's on an embankment. I mean, it's so tough. Okay, we got some power here.
Looking like, wow, going over the water, carry the big Hyzer play in the perfect landing zone.
What a shot.
Yeah, that's a 400 plus feet of pure Hyzer power.
Ooh. Okay. Not feeling it.
Those
Decides
are
to
so
gather
hard
himself.
to do.
Yeah. It's a little early for Andrew.
Yeah, that looked a little far left as well. In a tricky spot here. Look at that. Be interested to see if he goes for it or just lays up
I mean,
here.
the man has one of the best forehands. Oh, no, he did not.
He just...
Please prove me right. Oh,
And then hits the
oh
tree.
my
Goes
goodness.
flying past the basket.
No
Hits
way.
a tree right behind it and is parked for birdie. Through a gap, low ceiling.
Yeah, as I was saying, Michael, the man has a adequate, useful forehand game. We saw this all day yesterday from Matty O, was flying baskets and then having birdie comebacker putts. Now this one on the,
Yeah, that's circle's edge death putt for sure.
I can't see anybody messing with that birdie putt, especially not hole 1.
Now that's textbook out
Wow.
of Cale. So smooth.
So smooth.
Wouldn't expect anything different there. Putter shot 220 feet on the pin. Beautiful.
Okay, wow.
And it's not calm winds. You can see that flag out there blowing a little bit right to left here. Enough to think about. Big shot, making the approach easier here for Latta, I believe. Sorry, excuse me.
Lot to think about, though. Well, that's actually, I did not mean to do that.
I was about to say, that was really good.
I
but that
did
was
not
on
mean.
accident.
I was actually literally just meaning he's got the right to left crosswind. He's got the embankment. He's got the giant slope behind
And
it.
some awkward footing here that he's trying to get down.
Awkward footing.
Jump putt.
That's probably going to go behind
Sit.
it. Which is the mistake you want to make. It's just, it's so hard to, it's the anthill putt on the mini golf course.
Yeah,
you know?
he's not happy with that. He took so much distance off from the tee, and then to kind of have to lay up for par. He's
Yeah.
not the happiest, but a lot of golf to play. I'm curious to see if Matty O runs this or lays up. Second round, you don't need the strokes. Laying it up here is just fine.
We're not seeing many layups from Matt, so that's going to tell you something right there. And then
How about this for a
one
birdie?
of the most unlikely spots to birdie from ever. Yeah, give most people a stack of about 50 discs and put them
Yeah.
looking through that little
Right.
hole in that tree, and
course,
46 of them are in the pond.
Hole 1 played .28 over par.
Yeah, I suppose that's about what you'd expect, but
Yeah.
not many people are birdieing that.
Hole 2, 196 feet. Elevated basket. You got about an 8-foot gap to hit between those two poles there. Dealer's choice how you want to make sure you hit the gap, but this is a birdie you want.
Perfect. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that a lot. Just those pured shots from Cale. Andrew got the angle right. I thought from the tee box it looked like he threw it 2 nose up, but he had it pulled over enough to just set it down perfect.
Yep, throwing uphill, nose up, using that stability, little flex with the forehand. Beautifully done by Andrew Marwede. The closer you can get to the pin, the better, just because it is kind of on that mound and it is a little bit windy. Just makes it that much tougher. You want to bullseye this drive off the tee here.
I'm making it look really, really easy.
All inside the circle.
A little long. I mean, every single one. You're running this probably no matter what, but there is danger to be had here with a miss, and we got a little breeze blowing too. So it's gonna be about the same distance now coming back up.
Yep, going a little bit uphill now. He was almost putting a little downhill earlier now.
100%.
For his par save, uphill. See this mound? It's just enough to be tricky.
Yep. I was gonna say same distance, but maybe a 3 times harder putt because you just airballed one and everybody's looking at you and there's camera, you know. So
the crowds are gathering.
Yep.
You know, we're in round 2.
Matt Orum, good old MO with his MO of throwing just long of baskets and then coming back for birdies. All right, Randon. Now this is absolutely crucial, not even necessarily for your round or your score, just for the headspace that you're going to be in for the next few holes. Perfect.
Yeah, Bad Rock does not let up. This course doesn't get easier. The sooner you can catch a rhythm on this course, the better. You definitely want to score on the front 9 and then survive, and if you're scoring on the back 9 too, you're super happy. It's a great birdie out of Cale.
It's a much more spin, like straight at it putt than I'm used to seeing from him. Andrew Marwede was just denoted as the best Circle 1 X putter on tour in 2022.
World-class putter. Hole 3, par 4, you got an initial gap to see. We might even see some forehand rollers to hit this gap. It's very tight. The further left you can get here where the drone is flying, the better. And then you have OB surrounding the pin here, making that upshot very difficult.
Now this is a different tee than we saw from FPO, because otherwise, you know, these guys could just throw these towering Hyzers at it, but they're actually about 50 to 70 feet to the left and now in that tree line.
Looks like Cale's going to go with the backhand, trusting that straight shot.
Needs to miss some things. Okay.
He made it through.
Easy.
He's good. That's what we're looking for. You want to make it through that wall of trees there. If you do, you have a chance to score. If you don't, you're looking to save your par.
It's interesting. I have to see what... Okay, just truly just trying to get out of the trees. I was curious to see if people are going to try and throw it harder.
Here we go.
Maybe a cut roller here.
Yep, little forehand roller here.
Just to give yourself an extra 100 feet or so towards the basket. And
that's the perfect position. He's going to have a nice, I'd say 250 and in upshot for birdie.
Well, there you go. That's why this is our lead card. I'm all showing you how to hit a gap. Even though Cale kind of cheated. You know, he took the Touring Pro gap.
Hanging out over OB the whole time during this flight.
This has got to move. Okay, it's stuck just right there. Perfect.
Well done.
Randon to get back to even potentially there.
The left side of this green is bigger than the right. As it gets closer to the pin, the green gets tighter. Forehand's a great choice to approach this green.
Absolute gimme distance for Andrew Marwede with his forehand. And there you go. All right. So we're going to have a putt from Cale. But everybody else is pretty much, 15 feet and in.
Wide straddle. Athletic base.
Oh, he spun it. All the power you need from that stance, but
Yeah, it looks like a little right to left wind. Just kind of lifted the disc up. Kind of missed a little high and to the left.
should be theoretically a few tap-in birdies now after that.
Hole played plus 0.14.
Plus?
Yes,
Really?
0.14 over par. So it played about par.
So we didn't get to see the plus is that tee shot,
Yeah.
right? It's people getting snagged off the tee.
And on the approach there, because you don't advance very far if you throw OB, because you're
Okay.
carrying OB on that upshot. If you're not taking that fairway route on that forehand, you're going to be carrying OB the whole time. So
These
that's
guys really not showing us the hole very well.
correct.
Ultimately.
they're too good.
Yeah.
Beautiful hole 4, 807 feet. Your first shot needs to get through this gap here. You want to be able to see the basket after your drive to be in scoring position. It's across the valley and it's sloping left to right, so picking the right stability here is a tough ask.
Is this the same tee that we saw FPO?
This is about 100 feet further back.
Okay, so that's them. That's there up there. So again, another true two-shot par 4 for the guys. They're going to be throwing full power drives to get to the corner.
Yep.
And maybe a little bit. Looks like Andrew might be trying to get around the corner a bit, but that's going to cost him.
Yeah, I couldn't
Short
tell
on
right
that,
there if
maybe.
he made that corner or
Maybe
not.
we just missed it on the camera.
Yeah,
but
that catch cam kind of caught it late there. A big forehand is definitely a good play. You can also take a big spike hyzer as well.
Oh, over the corner,
Mhm.
look to the right?
Yep.
Interesting.
That looked a little bit short.
Oof.
Like that didn't quite get that corner.
And short, I mean, we saw in FPO, short is you have to pitch up
Yep.
to the mouth because it's so far down the next leg. This looks beautiful.
I think I saw
It's
it.
gonna be early again, maybe.
Yeah.
They're so far back there that these shots are a little bit deceiving. You really are looking to just maybe play a straighter shot to the mouth. Is that
Yeah.
a putter? Well, that's exactly what Cale's doing.
Yeah. Throw it straight, get in position.
Thanks, buddy.
That might almost be a par play. There's
Yeah.
a lot of danger on this hole. Oh no, he's still in
He's
great scoring
looking at it,
position
but
here.
you got to think he's still 400 feet
Yes.
away.
Yes, he is.
At least. And he's basket on a hill. Let's see if this can
Oh, it's
hook
drifting
up a
and
little
coming
bit.
back.
Hook up. Oh, that's in his range, but man, that was going to be under the basket. Okay, so Randon did get around the corner.
Yep. He was. You just really don't want to be in those woods, so he's
Yeah.
okay here.
This is turned over.
Didn't look like it went too far in there. He might be able to scramble and save the par.
So I think we missed catching the shots with the catch cam because looks like Marwede's in a great spot here. Now he's throwing his Tsunami, which talk about a par play here. That's a very overstable fairway driver. Oh,
that may be OB.
That was a misplay. I thought that he was purposefully just trying to bail out to the left and play for par. But I think he let that go a little too nose up.
This is a delicate balance of height and angle control with the right disc. So
we'll see. Maybe that is Andrew's par play, and he just on purpose throws it out and then makes the putt.
Makes a big putt.
Yeah. Big putt opportunity for Matt. Oh, one disc width shorter, and that is a massive birdie putt.
More patent pending.
Good out. Okay, here you go. Par play.
Close up.
Oh, I forgot. We got to talk about the poison ivy. What?
Well, it doesn't count.
If you're a COVID golfer, you may be asking yourself right now, is that in or not? And it's not.
No, it's got to break the plane.
But to be fair, that was a basket flag away from skipping, launching into the woods. So Andrew's probably not too worried about that. So since these are tap-ins, 2 or 3 nights before this, Andrew was at my house with his girlfriend Lindsay, and we played the course that I have here on my property. And apparently he got a really bad case of poison ivy here.
Wow.
And he was all swollen up. You can see his eyes are all puffy, which I'd forgotten about until I saw that close-up of him. So he's battling with just being itchy all over his body and in a pretty good amount of pain from it, which
good on him for being out here and still competing.
100%.
Let's keep in mind that the dates here, this is right before Worlds.
Exactly.
So true competitor out of Andrew.
Yep. Just play through the pain, play through the itching.
That hole played .59 over par, only 10 birdies. Hole 5, 615 par 4. Tight gaps to hit off of the tee.
If you think the tee shot is tight,
yeah,
just wait.
Right. You can go off to the right side and play over the lake where the drone is flying. This is the straight off the tee, and then you're going to throw into another wall of trees with tight gaps for the par 4. So definitely on that right side over the water is the play, but it is possible to take this far left side and still throw a putter or mid-range through these gaps and get the birdie.
I feel like when the drone takes the turn to that right gap, I feel like we should have like the orchestra hit, like the horror movie, like stabbing, shrieking sound right there. Just because you're like, wow, this hole's tight. And then, oh, wow, no, this hole's
and not
crazy.
To mention the fire there, that was just course maintenance.
Yeah.
Wondering.
Yeah,
there was
safety,
no fire during the round.
No fire.
Matt taking the left gap, going straight off the tee. Anything clean off the tee is what you're looking for.
Perfect.
That's beautiful. A little cheer out of him, too.
Shout out to the KCDG Disc Golf Club, because, I mean, this hole is a baby hole in terms of its age.
Yes, exactly.
This was just put in, and they've done a really good job. You can still see the clearing and everything that they've done, but even in spite of the fact that it's weeks old at this point, they did a really good job clearing it all out.
Absolutely.
It just makes it look
Puring
so
that
easy.
left gap. I mean, that's about 315 feet dead straight on a rope, and if you hit early, you're looking at Bogey Town for sure.
Yeah.
Because you have to get up to the top of the hill. Forehand's an excellent play.
Oh, looks like it caught. He was looking for a little bit of skip. A little bit of ground play after that would have carried him around the corner even more.
Cale forced to take the left side here. Uphill.
Oh, that's trouble.
Just stay out of the water.
Okay, so
Cale and Andrew were right on
I was
top of each
going to
other.
say Andy
there.
got a good read off that. So he's thinking, okay, I don't want to hit that tree right there. I think that's the same hurricane that he flicked on the tee, and wow.
That is ridiculous.
That-
Go out to Liberty, Bad Rock Creek Disc Golf Course, stand where Andrew just did, and try to make that shot.
But you have to have a hurricane or else it doesn't work. That's the secret.
More open route on the Hyzer side.
So Matt really like taking as much of the danger out of play as he could, and still giving himself a putt. You know, still giving himself a look at the birdie. So
You can really see that right side Hyzer play now, where Latta
Randon.
is.
This is aggressive. Okay, all right, that's not gonna work out. I mean, definitely could still make that, but he needed it to funnel a little bit more. And Cale.
Yeah, what do you do here?
I think I just go back to my car. I think at this point it's like, yeah, it's a stupid game. I forgot. There's a fairway on the left. He's got to take something super overstable and just bend it. He's actually doing the opposite.
Yeah, understable, trusting that turn.
Wow. That's crazy.
Excellent. High level execution on the upshot there by Cale. It's for birdie for Latta?
It would be. Hey, no shame. I'm curious to know about the birdie bogey percentage on this hole, because I have no idea what to think. Our lead card making it look decently easy, but it doesn't look easy to me. What a three.
Beautiful birdie. Would you like to know the stats?
I would, please.
Played .67 over par, only
Okay.
5 birdies on the day. Shout out to Andrew Marley, Cameron Messerschmidt, Jacob Berger, Jordan Hink, Michael Babbitt.
Michael Babbitt.
That's right.
Hey.
Super proud to get this one.
How'd you do it?
A lot of luck.
Fair
I
enough.
will not claim skill on that birdie.
It wasn't an
The
Andrew
tree-
Marweed,
the-
like pure drive,
No, the
pure
course
second
gave
shot
it.
tap in.
The course gave it for sure. And it took it away later.
Later, okay. Now this is a new hole from what we saw in FPO, right?
That's right. New tee pad. It is hole 6, par 4, 485 feet. You got a landing zone right where the drone is flying right now, and then you've got a cool way to attack this hole. You can just shape something, whether you do an overstable forehand or a straight shot with a low ceiling. A lot of different ways, but it's very important to get into the landing zone off of the tee. That is step one of this hole. If you don't do that, you're going to have trouble.
Okay, Michael and I were looking at each other perplexed when we watched FPO, but now I'm truly perplexed, because as hard as it is to get into this gap from up there, how do you from back? Well, to be fair, it was a par 3 for them.
Correct.
Man, I'd almost rather the 4 from here than the 3 from up there.
Yeah, that 3 from the FPO tee pad is
That's
so
tough.
difficult. That looked like a good landing zone. We'll be able to tell on these second shots whether or not they're in position here. But we're just looking for a standard Hyzer here, and it's something they should be able to get in position to.
Yeah, you're not wanting to mess with getting into the gap probably much at all.
Right.
Just get right up to
Yeah,
it.
look at all 3 of those
Yep.
drives, like almost on top of each other there.
Textbook. And I think that's going to be good cart golf.
Yeah, those all 4 looked like they were in position.
Okay, Andrew up.
These are fun
first.
shots to watch.
Looks like that's his breaker.
Hyzer flip straight shot out of Andrew Marweed.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir. Well done.
That's great control out of Andrew.
see a different type of. Get to see the straight backhand now. Oh, keep traveling. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Scared me, that little tree, but Matt was never worried.
That's one thing I really love about this course. Is there's just so many ways to play it, but it's equally as difficult, and that's
Yeah.
just such a hard thing to do for a course. All right.
A little bit of work to do, 20 feet, but it's so uphill, basket elevated, it'll feel like a, maybe even like a circle's edge putt for Cale, but he's
Yeah,
probably going to give that a bid. Randon, closest off the tee, takes a kick, but we'll probably still be looking at it. And here we go.
something about a disc golf basket on a stump.
You hate it, or
Oh, I love it.
You
And
love
now
it.
I love that putt too.
Randon loves it. What a birdie.
Mental fortitude, that is. You know, you don't pure your upshot and you still hit a big putt. That's what you love to see
Yep.
and do.
Oh, no, it was low. I'm sure the viewers noticed that as well. It was low out of his hand is what I meant to say. Just never got it high enough. And I feel like Cale's been doing that, and I guess I'm perhaps just not a student enough of his game. But I don't know if that's a putting shift for him, because I don't feel like he typically, throws with so much of a direct line spin putt.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It could be
I feel like
A
he's got a
millimeter.
little bit more of a
Pop.
pitch. Not, of course, not like a pitch putt like a Barsby or something. but
right.
Seems like he's got a lot of extra spin. Maybe he comes to Kansas and he's like, all right.
Yeah, World's coming up. Playing in Emporia, maybe I need to get that spin putt really working well and feeling comfortable with it.
Yep, he's going to want that one back for sure. Almost a star frame there.
Play .2 under par, moving on to hole 7. 300 feet, you got about 270 feet of woods, straight gap to hit, Not too complicated about this hole, nothing too complicated. Just hit that gap and have it finish a little bit to the left. Even if it finishes dead straight, you'll be inside the circle putting 20 feet.
Great option. A great hole for if you have that laser stab forehand shot. Marwede's going to surprise us and go with a backhand.
Textbook.
All right. And I guess if you can do any of them, you might as well. It seems like it shapes up for that forehand. It's a little more height. No, that's perfect.
2 birdie positions so far, 2 for
Nice.
2. And that pressure just builds a little bit more on
Yeah.
that tee pad, You're
Yeah. Randon wasting no time.
Brandon doing it.
Just-
Now it's up to Cale here. Missing
Does
that
Cale
putt.
feel pressure
We're going to find out.
at this point in his
'Cause he can
career?
definitely
Do
hit
you
this
think?
shot.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh my goodness.
Little clip.
Eh,
But he's right there. I would guess that Cale still feels pressure.
yeah.
I really like how Paul Macbeth breaks that down. Like, he still feels pressure even with all the accolades and accomplishment he has, and it's a reminder that he still cares. So I really
Yeah.
like that.
Cale's putt is just off today.
Yeah, he hasn't found that rhythm yet, and he knows it.
Everything else we're used to seeing with Cale, just the buttery smooth upshots, the pure drives. But we have not seen those circle one makes that we're used to with him. Matt, on the other hand, since yesterday, since round 1, we've seen a lot of good putts from Matt. And that was a
On
good
time.
putt. In terms of the right miss.
He was online.
Better to
He didn't
be
miss right or
high-
left. It was
better
just
to be
up or
high
down.
than low. Oh,
Okay, who cursed the basket?
I think it was me.
Yeah,
I'm not positive, but
There it is.
And I started to say in a previous hole, Andrew with first place in C1 putting stats for the whole 2022 season. So he's not missing. He's like something like 94% or something.
90%. It's incredible.
One, so yeah, wild.
Little par cleanups. Marwede setting the tone early through 7.
Yeah, he's kind of establishing himself as the guy to beat, even though he's still trailing. You know, Leiviska still has the lead, but feels like all the momentum's with Andy right now. Oh my gosh.
Count it up.
Yep. No worries. Never a doubt.
Every fucking hole on
All right, hole 8, par 3, 450 feet. There's actually about a 60-foot fairway cleared, and there's not a truck on this hole. It's a great hole. You have a choice to make off the tee if you want to go for the big 450-foot shot for the bonus birdie, or you want to lay up for par. So some decision making here on hole 8.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of these guys could probably reach it. But yeah, it looks like Andrew's just saying nothing doing.
I'll be curious to see
Take a
on the
par.
last day. We might see some people really going for
Yeah.
it here. But it's there if they want to take it.
Because you can certainly, I mean, a lot of these guys probably have 450 on a straight to Hyzer, but you can definitely take it down the out of bounds left and get a full flight. There's the airspace, I guess, but
Yes, sir.
maybe not wanting to mess with it here in round 2.
Another layup.
It'd be fun to see this hole without the out of bounds. You know, just truly make it an accuracy contest for who could get the birdie.
Here we go.
Okay. Second to hold on. I think it is with how grabby the grass is. Let's go.
There you
Randon.
go.
Made that
Beautiful
look
shot.
so easy.
Yeah, just a little baby Hyzer flip to flat and just right at it inside the circle, it looked like.
Easy.
Well done. All right, 3 layups.
You can see all 3 of the touring pros are like, I know. Like, I know my game. Like, I'll take this par and move on. There's a par. There's a par. You know what that is?
That looks like part of me.
That's another par. But here, though, here we have an opportunity. No! Oh. We are feeling 5% of the disappointment that Randon probably did in that moment. That was a...
Oh, that was a clean putt out of Cale.
Yep, there we go, Cale.
That was with some confidence.
That's the cool thing about about the guys that are touring and just playing all the time. They can just make a couple decisions, switch some things, and one hole to the next be putting completely differently.
Adjusting on the fly is mandatory. You got to be able to have different ways to play a course.
So when all's said and done, star par.
Star par.
But Randon,
Hole
great
8,
drive.
playing .22 over par today. Hole 9's a shorty here, 205 feet. We got a little bit of a scoot up blocker here in those bricks. So you can't throw it low and scoot it up. You got to throw an air shot straight as could possibly be. This is one you definitely want to get, but the pressure builds.
Mm-hmm.
Textbook on the pole.
Gosh. That was his pro line breaker again, I think. Man.
Gotta throw what you're comfortable here with. Gotta throw what you're comfortable with. You know, if you can, whatever you can hit the gap with, whether it's a standstill forehand or a backhand, you gotta make that decision and trust it here.
Those poles right there, that's just to mess with your head.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's going left and right of those on purpose, so it's just something to give you a little bit extra danger to think about. Missed that.
Interesting.
As we discussed in the FPO coverage too, if you're edge of circle or outside circle 1, it's a real tough putt.
Oh, good lucky.
Yeah, that
He
basket.
asked for it to get lucky, and it did.
Probably like what, 4 feet in the air or so.
It's elevated and it's uphill, so to give your putt an actual chance, you really have to take it like through where those branches would be. Which, Randon, if you're listening, you can't actually throw through the branches. All right, let's see this clean up here. No, dang it. Perfect. Good too. All right, a couple more tap-ins to end the front 9 of round 2. What are your thoughts after watching these guys play the front 9?
Marwede 6 of 9 through the
Yeah.
front 9 is exactly what you want to do at Liberty Bad Rock in this layout to get ahead, because we're about to step into a back 9 that is much longer and has some very, very challenging par 4s and 5s.
We'll see if Leiviska can keep his putting improvement going. Looks like he's figuring some stuff out here.
Yep, still holding on to the lead by 2 here. Or actually 1, right?
Right. Latta lost a stroke there to the course, so he's going to have some things to think about. It's going to be exciting. There's the scores for this card. Let's check in and see if anybody else from, looks like Joel Freeman maybe making
Silas
a
Schultz
push.
with a -4, Evan Scott with a -4 through 9. Those are all Joel Freeman -5 through 9. Those are all great scores.
It's going to be fun. We'll see you guys over on the back.